this new video, I'm going to show you a solution that I have built for a problem that it's possible that you have the same situation that I have before this solution. I like to record audios to put my ideas faster because writing sometimes is too slow. So I need to use a script or maybe a third-party tool to transcribe this audio and export it into text so I can use it, refine it, and do something with it. Looking for the right tool for this job and to organize better these transcriptions, I came along with a framework which is Streamlit. So what is Streamlit? Is useful for focus on a problem and create a simple but strong solution. And that is what I'm going to show you in this video. You can find it deployed into the community cloud of Streamlit, which by the way is free with limited resources, of course, but you can try, you can share these small applications. So it's here. This is the one that I have deployed into the Streamlit community cloud, and you can see that it's here. We can try it. I can take one audio, upload it, and make the transcription. In this case, it can use AI to make the refinement of the transcription, because I have used the free tier of Groq API for giving the chance to test this. So now we need to wait until make the transcription. So you go into YouTube, here Stoyan, and WhisperCraft. I have built this entire application with local AI. I use LM Studio server locally from my computer and use video card NVIDIA GeForce RTX, which is working pretty good, even when it's not, I think it's like 5 years already that this card have in the outside in the Mac, and with its 24 gigabytes of VRAM. This is the repository, and let's see now. Okay, so it's here. The transcription succeed. It was a gibberish in the audio, but it tried to make something, but it didn't work. So let's see if I can choose a different audio with a better message. Let's see this one. Now we are going to leave it there, and let's see how the process looks on that. In this other side I got the repository, and I'm going to show you how we can deploy it locally. We can see here the instructions. Git is really useful and important. I'm going to paste the commands. This first one is for cloning the repository locally, and this other one is for put the current directory as the one that have been cloned into the computer. Now that I'm inside the repository, I can see the code. here is the README for the instructions, and here are docs and a script to help you do. But the main and the most important part here is now to create a virtual environment. This is for creating a different workspace. All the dependencies that are going to be installed there are not going to be conflicting with the environment that you already have in your computer to do not break things. So for that, I'm going to use Python 3-m pm and the name of the folder. Okay, it's now created. I'm going to activate the virtual environment. And now the next step is also in here is to install the requirements. Okay, to install the requirements. Additionally, as I mentioned it before, we are going to be using LM Studio, LMS, and LS for listing what the different models that we have locally already. All are these models that are already downloaded. I got here the one that we are going to be using, this one, Qwen 3.6 of 27 billion parameters. And here we got the transcription. Also we got the transcription with the time stamps. This can be really useful for having a better context of maybe if you're extracting an audio from a video, to have better context of the different scenes, the video, the chapters, or to translate or to create new audios. And from here you can download the different versions that you want. And in here, of course, the refinement that the AI did regarding this idea. I think that from this side we have finished it. All the dependencies are installed. The only thing that we need to do is to run Streamlit locally, which is really easy to do after we have already done all those steps. Always Streamlit and run the script, the entry one, which is app.py Python, and that will be opening automatically the application in the browser. So we do now the same test. Something, oh, I forgot to mention this. You need to create this. And here we need to put a couple of variables. Okay. These variables need the server, where is the AI, local AI API, and also the name, the identifier of the model. Now we save this and execute again the application. Let's see this time. Okay. So we take the audio again. We can see here the log of the application. Oh no! Oh yeah, I can see what is why failing, because it's detecting like different language for this small audio. I don't know why it's doing it in this. I should investigate later, but let's use a different one. This one. Okay. So now we start again, and it's processing the audio. And it has detected that the language, most probably for 88% is English. And now we can see also that is sending the request for the to the LLM for the refinement. And we can see here how the usage spike. Is giving you some clues of what is happening there. And you can see here the log from LM Studio. LM Studio is a good tool and very friendly for beginners. I should make a video about it of this in another moment. Okay, and we have succeed. Here is the refinement, the transcription, and we got a bit of more information here, and we can see how now is resting the GPU. Well, and that is how you can use it. And if you want, you can check the documents inside, because here is also my ideas on what to develop more further into this small project, because I just don't want to make the transcription, but I want to locally save and organize these different transcription, and later maybe export it into a more permanent place. But the other thing that I really love from this project is that the main point is to use it locally, and that you don't need to use external services to process this information, which is one of the main points after making the solution for the problem that I was telling at the beginning. Here we are. This is WhisperCraft. I hope that this video have served to you as an inspiration to create your own solutions too, because in this time is easier than ever to do it if you study a bit on how to do it and you use the fundamentals on which you can make from the beginning a great solution.